Hello, 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 hello. It's the Culture Detective here investigating your favorite days. And today we have finally arrived in list week. I've been doing this for like 8 years now, I think. This is list week 2024 and I'm going to start off my lists week with two of the least important lists, and that is my top 10 worst days of the year and my top 10 best days of the year. And of course, I'm going to have to start off with the bad stuff. So in this video, I will talk about my 10 worst days of 2024. Let's go. So yeah, I would like to say that 2024 is not that bad of a year, but it's also not that great of a year. It's probably my most neutral year since a long time ago. But that is not to say nothing bad happened. For the most part in the year, I was locked down, studying, going onto film sets, trying my best to network, connect with other people, better myself, and basically heal myself from whatever the fuck happened in 2023. So, we have one dishonorable mention, and that is September 26th to 28th, where I had a bit of a midlife crisis, and not really midlife, more like quarter life crisis. And truth be told, I feel like the last 3 and 4 months or so have been one gigantic midlife crisis for me. But particularly in these 3 days, I just had no idea what I'm doing. I'm trying my best to join clubs, I'm trying my best to join these events, and I'm asking myself, why am I even doing this to myself? Okay, so let's start off with number 10, which is November 10th to 13th. And this is a film set where I helped my friend, who's the production designer, sort of build a bedroom from nothing within 5 days. And we went over time as expected. We went over budget as expected. And usually, or half the time when I go onto a film set, I actually enjoy it. I enjoy working with people, I enjoy being creative, I enjoy contributing to the film, but this is one of those film sets where I go and I'm like, what the hell am I doing here? I'm just doing unpaid free labor. I'm sawing wood, I'm painting walls, and I'm not getting paid. And the short film is probably not going to be that good. And the worst thing about it is that the director and the producers are pretty mean. So it made the whole film set experience pretty unfulfilling. Now we move on to number 9, February 20th to 21st. Yeah, so this was earlier in the year and I had insomnia and I couldn't fall asleep until 5:30 a.m. in the morning. Which in retrospect, that's child's play because in May and even now, I actually go to bed even later than 5:30 a.m. But another thing that happened was on February 20th and 21st, my packages were stolen because Los Angeles is a very safe place where there are no criminals. Am I right? Number 8, January 27th. This is day 2 of my short film shoot, so if you don't know this, oh my god, my hair, I swear to god. If you don't know this, earlier this year in January, I filmed my short film, Objects in Mirror Are Closer Than They Appear. Go check it out, link in the description. And day 1 of my shoot went pretty well. Everyone I knew sort of showed up, and it went smoothly. It was a bit stressful for me, but it went smoothly. But day 2 of the short film shoot was very stressful for me because, for one, almost every single person in the crew were busy that day. So our AD, assistant director slash production manager, she managed to find another large group of people to help me out. Thankfully, she is amazing. And another thing is we were just running out of time. We filmed all the way in Santa Monica and in a classroom, and we were just running out of time. We had only 10 hours to film all the scenes for that location, and the first 3 hours is spent trying to dress the room and cover it with black cloth so that it looks like we're in a black box, like a void. And that took a long time. So I was really stressed out, but in retrospect, I don't think this is that terrible of a day because it's all for a greater cause. Okay, where was I? Number 7, December 10th to 12th. Oh my god. Okay, December 10th to 12th, literally happening right now. I mean, it's December 15th when I'm filming it right now, but in the last few days, I've been insanely stressed out. And you can kind of tell because I look sleep deprived right now. But yeah, I keep running out of time. This is one of the biggest problems I have with 2024, with my life in general, but especially this year. I'm too busy. And I plan to do YouTube videos, I plan to watch movies, I have assignments, I have exams, I have other stuff like my own short films. It's too much. And I have work. So I constantly run out of time. Every single day, I give myself too much to do. And I push and I push and I push. At 4 a.m., I'm like, no, I can't sleep yet. I need to finish this assignment first. And then the next morning, I wake up early. Oh yeah, I need to wake up early because I need to finish this. It's everything's constantly happening. And it's really makes me want to rip my brain apart. Also, on December 10th, I was speed running one of my final exam papers for a class, and oh my god, I did not expect myself to spend so much time on that paper, and I was almost late in submitting that paper, and it got me really stressed out. I had to cook dinner and then bring dinner to my table over there so that I could eat food while typing the paper, and I got so distracted that I bit my tongue and it's bleeding, so right now I don't sound okay. My pronunciation is not perfect because I bit my tongue. The next day, December 11th, my package is stolen again. At this point, I'm not even that mad. Like, thieves are everywhere, so the good thing is it's returned. So I have the package now. But still, I was really upset and I wasn't able to fall asleep. And then the next day, one of my eating utensils disappeared. So I love it when that happens. Okay. Number 5. Are we at number 5? 8, 7, 6. Okay, number 6, we are giving it to February 15th. And wow, okay. After this point, all the entries are like big angry moments for me in 2020. Jesus Christ, my hair. So February 15th is the deadline for 2 things, I believe. One thing is, actually it's the deadline for one thing, and that thing is the application to transfer into film production, because as you all know, I'm not in film production major right now. I'm in film studies major because I'm a nerd and the school thinks I'm a nerd. But I'm like, nah, I'm gonna try again. So I tried to transfer into film production major, and that day is the deadline. But for me to submit the application, I need to submit a short film. And for me to submit a short film, I need to wait for my friend to finish doing the sound. And so I was extremely stressed out that day because it wasn't until like 6 p.m., 7 p.m. that day, literally hours before the deadline, when the sound is finally done. I was even thinking of just doing the sound myself in 10 minutes and then just submit it, like, because who fucking cares at this point? On the same day, I had to go to USC 3 times because of a class, because I had to do a meeting with a classmate, and then I went back again to watch a film. And so I went back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And every time I go back home, I go to my computer, I go to my laptop, I look at the short film, I look at the progress of the sound. And then on top of that, on the same day, a bus missed me twice because Los Angeles has amazing public transportation and I hold no grudges towards bus drivers at all. So that's great. I love public transportation. Mwah.
Fucking bus missed 2 fucking stops consecutively. I ran fucking here. Fuck you, the pussy. Fuck.
I can't fucking do this shit anymore. I have to submit my short film. All my essays are done. All my fucking everything is done, man. I just need the sound to my short film.
Okay, Number 5, it is February 27th to 29th. I was living in the other place, and that place is fucking terrible because everything's breaking apart. It's cheap, the rent is cheap, but everything in that room is fucking falling apart because it's fucking cheap, including the shower towel rack. I gave it a light pull and the whole thing fucking snapped down. Somebody used my oven towel, and I was sleep deprived that day, so I was really angry. On the 28th, I had to register for classes for the summer semester, and I was late to it, so I wasn't able to get the classes that I want to get into, and I also had a lot of papers on that day, so I was stressed out. The main dish, February 29th, I was scammed. So maybe it's because I was sleep deprived, maybe it's because I was stressed, but my mind wasn't right. I wasn't thinking straight. And this Japanese girl who I met way back in the college and is close friends with another guy who is close friends with me, but I also know her, but she randomly DM'd me asking me for $130 for her groceries. And trust me, I was skeptical. I was skeptical at first. I was like, okay, why are you buying so much food? And she's like, oh, well, my brother got out of the hospital, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, fine. And then she's like, oh, I promise I'll pay you back. So I Zelled her $130. And then she proceeded to ask me for 370 more so that it could go up to 500. And then at that point I was like, wait, why do you need $500 for groceries? And we actually had a conversation, and then she's like, oh, I'm buying medicine and they're very expensive. And I'm like, medicine, what kind? And then she's like, oh, actually my brother's in the hospital. And then at that point I'm like, okay, fuck me in the clitoris. You're not fucking real. So yeah, I screamed so hard, my voice became low for like a few days. So don't do that. Stay alert. Los Angeles this place is a survival game, okay? Just fucking snapped. Might as well pull this one off too. Oh. For fuck's sakes. And then a simple Google search. I went to Google and I searched, my cousin needs groceries. Holy ball sacks, bro. Holy. It's a common scam. It's like the most common scam ever. My cousin needs groceries. Okay, number 4, June 4th to 7th. Yeah, so I was still living in my old place, which is nearby. And it got so fucking terrible that I was actually considering to move. And again, after I moved to that place, I was like, I'll never move again because moving sucks and I want to kill myself every time I move. But sometimes I'm just like, this is not ideal living conditions. There were so many. Okay, that place was like a fucking zoo. There's so many family trees worth of insects in that place. It's actually unbelievable. Like, there are more insects than there are humans. There are generations of cockroaches. I would go outside to the living room and I would find at least 20 to 30 baby cockroaches on the ground. 20 to 30. By the way, 20 to 30. Cockroaches is only one part of the problem because we also have multiple moths, lots of flies. I killed over 20 flies in my own bedroom in one day. 20 flies. I just keep murdering them. I killed a centipede at some point. A fucking centipede. And all other sorts of animals and insects showed up. So I was like, okay, I can't do this anymore. The place is dirty. The neighborhood is fucking loud and noisy and disgusting. The streets are shitty. Literally shit on the ground. Shit. Poop. Because keeping your city clean is out of the budget. But of course we need to like give money to the police and the military. But keeping our own cities clean? What is that? What is that? Of course. Great. Fly number 13 about to be squashed. Fly number 13. Oh my god, this is huge. Go. No, yeah. And then on top of that, this Chinese guy who I was living with, who had never spoken a single word, started bringing a girl to his place, and they have sex every night, every 2 nights. And I got so upset that I started playing black metal music just out of spite. Because why are you having sex, you sex haver? Fuck you. So I was feeling lonely, I was feeling angry, I was hating on the city. I tried my best to find a new apartment and they all suck shit, and I hated everything, and I wanted Los Angeles to fucking burn down because, and then I also like owed like my old community college also owed me money because I stopped going to school. And the bank, they're called Vibe Bank, VIBE, recognize, remember them. They wouldn't refund me because some like weird error glitch thing. Everything's fucking bullshit in the city, and I want to rip my esophagus apart. Okay, number 3, June 28th. So this is basically the result. So again, that place was disgusting. It's full of insects. Someone's having sex. That rhymes, of course. And a lot of bad shit is happening, and I was moving out. I finally put my eyes on a place. This place. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna move out. And of course, every time I move, it's fucking stressful. And I was packing everything. And suddenly, or not suddenly, I was supposed to hear back from this building's property manager. And, he's supposed to give me the code so that I could move in. I wasn't given the code at all. I emailed, I phone called, I did everything I can. I tried to dox the fucking guy, I think, and I don't have the code. I packed everything already. I need to move. I need to live somewhere. I need fucking shelter. And over the weekend, that guy did not respond to me. And so I couldn't go anywhere. And I got so stressed that I got a stomachache, and the stomachache was so bad, and it cannot be resolved whatsoever, that I had to call the paramedics. And they came in and they were like, yeah, we can't help you unless you want to go to the hospital, and then you'll have to pay, of course. You'll have to pay your kidney or something. So, the paramedics came, checked on me, and left. And so the final resort is fucking meditation. So I put a yoga mat on the ground, and I actually sat on it, and I nearly fell asleep. I accidentally meditated, and then the pain went away. So I guess it's all in the head because I'm fucking insane. Number 2, this is actually, so it's interesting because these lists, I do them in mid-December. So everything that happened after mid-December also counts into the list. Now at number 2, we have December 18th to 19th last year. So pretty much a whole year ago. And guess what happened? Guess what happened? I went to a terrible place. Los Angeles, California! So, I returned to LA on that day, on December 18th, and it was, of course, the moment I stepped foot into this country, the moment I enter this country, bad things happen to me nonstop, because the gods of California despise me, obviously. So I entered the airport. It all started in the fucking airport. I was held in the customs for 2 hours because one of my important documents, the I-20, which is a document that all international students need to have, my I-20 is expired. Thankfully, gracias Dios, I was not turned back. I was not forced to go back to Hong Kong, but I was held in the customs for 2 hours and I was scared. But that wasn't even the real trial. The real trial was when my friend drove me to the public storage and then drove me to the apartment so that I could get half of all the things I have, bring it to my new place, unpack them, and along with those things would be my blanket and bedsheet and shampoo so that I could take a shower and go to bed. Right? Wrong! Because the blanket and the bedsheets are in none of those boxes that I brought back.
Where's my fucking blankets? Oh my god, no. No, you bastards. No. Oh my god, no fucking way.
So I freaked out, I immediately called an Uber, and I went back to public storage. It's closed!
Fuck, I need to go to a Target, I guess.
So, 1000 IQ, I went to Target. I got a new blanket, new bed sheets, and I immediately went back home. But at that point, I hadn't had food in over like 12 or 13 hours. At that point, I haven't slept for 30 something hours, and I was dying inside. But as if that's not terrible enough, the next day, December 19th, I was given phone calls, or I think I made a couple phone calls, and everyone told me this. Whether it is the people at USC or the people at my old community college, or is it the agency that connected me with this LA, they all told me to leave the country and come back because my I-20 is outdated. I need to update my I-94, and to update the I-94, I need to enter the American borders. But I'm already inside America. How do I enter America? Well, leave. That's the only way. I'm fucked. I'm actually fucked. So that leads to my number one place on the worst day of the year, December 29th to 30th. The Mexico incident. Yeah, I think this is pretty self-explanatory. I went to Mexico for 4 hours and came back. Honestly, it's a bad day because it's totally avoidable. If I had remembered to update my I-20 when I was in Hong Kong, this could have been avoided. But no, of course I have to spend hundreds of dollars and a whole day's worth of time and a lot of energy to travel to Mexico and come back to LA all in one day. It was really stressful. It really was. But honestly, for the most part, this trip wasn't that bad. The bus towards Mexico, I fell asleep on that bus, on the Greyhound bus. It was nice. And then I arrived in Mexico, and hey, I could tell my friends when I grow old and turn into a grandpa, I could tell my grandson, hey, I went to Mexico for 4 hours. Traveling to Mexico, not that difficult, nor that dangerous. But coming back from Mexico to the US, the border crossing, you know, the infamous, the notorious border crossing at Tijuana, that shit was bountiful, okay? I lined up for 4.5 hours and finally came back to the US in one piece. No one killed me, no one kidnapped me, A-okay. But the bus that was supposed to take me back to LA decided to show up at a different bus stop, and I had no idea about that. So I was almost stuck in the border crossing until I did a 1000 IQ moment and decided to Uber from San Isidro, which is that town, to San Diego, and then take a bus from San Diego to LA. And I arrived at home at like midnight the next day. So that was fucking insane.
Okay, that was easy. What the fuck? I'm in Mexico right now. And I called the Greyhound customer service and they don't fucking answer. 10 fucking minutes and they keep playing this fucking jangly rock ass music. Fuck me in the pussy, man. Fuck. Okay. Okay, we're at San Diego. Fuck me. Fuck. Please tell me this is the right bus stop. If it's not the right bus stop, I'll kill myself right here, right now. Fuck.
And you know, usually people when they travel to San Diego, when they travel to Mexico, they're like, yeah, it's vacation time. Let's drink, let's have fun, let's party. The moment I arrived in San Diego, the first thing that came out of my mouth is fuck, because fuck, 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 fuck. I saw tall buildings, fuck you. I saw the street, I say fuck you, because the California gods hate me. I also want to mention that on my way back from San Diego to LA, I ran out of food. I also ran out of water. I was thirsty. I was hungry. I listened to Sufjan Stevens and I cried on the bus, and then I fell asleep. So that was pretty swag. So I'm just going to leave it at that. This is my worst day of the year, even though it's technically last year. So what are your terrible days of the year? Comments below, let me know, subscribe if you want more, and thanks for watching.